Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Manuel Guimarães. I'm in London, UK, in Stockholm, and my CS50 Final Project is just to analyze a financial strategy. So my objective was to create an investment strategy and then analyze it versus a benchmark. First, I got my financial data just using the Yahoo Finance library, and I got Bitcoin, and I got a period of 5 years from 2016 to 2020 calendar years. Then the functions that I used AMA, which is the exponential moving average, which is just a smoothing analysis of price data, which can be have a bit of noise. And so I just used a combination of for loops to calculate the AMA values. Then I got target exposure. In this function, basically, I just used for loops to compare the price of the underlying, in this case, Bitcoin, versus the EMAs. And at every timestamp, I was either fully, partially, or not invested at all. Then I deleted some early date. Again, this function was quite simply just emitting early rows of the data and then reindexing the data frame. This is just because you shouldn't start your technical analysis on day one. You want to smooth out some of the data, so you delete the early entries. Then I calculated NAV, which is net asset value. It's like an investment, so I started at a base of 100, and then I just calculated the return of the Bitcoin times the exposure that the strategy suggested for each timestamp to calculate the investment amount as if you started with $100. Then I calculated the CAGR, compound annual growth rate, which is just what the full strategy over a long period of time, what it would have done per year, what would be the compounded rate each year. Then I calculated the drawdown of the strategy, which is at the peak investment versus every time it dipped, how far below the peak performance we were. So if my investment went up to $1,000, but then down to 910, then I was down whatever, not from the all time. Every time you keep making all time highs, then the drawdown would be zero. These were my results. My strategy had a compound annual growth rate of 154%, which is expected because Bitcoin, as you know, has exploded in price. But this means that my strategy more than doubled, so 2.5 times X every year, whereas the benchmark was just buying in 2016 Bitcoin and holding it, which had a 1.4, so 140%, slightly worse. So $100 got you $7,800 in my strategy, or $100 got you $6,000, still very good with Bitcoin. And then this is the interesting part, which I'm saying my max drawdown was 50%, so I pretty much, my investment only really at worst halved, whereas Bitcoin suffered quite drops in value, where at one point my performance was down 83%. And that's about it. Thank you.